Welcome back, everybody, for part 5, Aruba and Eagle Beach. Here we are coming into Aruba. This is the port. And you can see how beautiful the water is. This is the city of Oranjestad, and that's Dutch, for those of you that didn't know.
And as you can see, Aruba is very flat.
And you see that this looks like an ancient volcano over there. It's like one of the highest spots on the island. As you can see, it's a nice port facility. It's a deep water port, so you can pull right up. There's no tendering. It's pretty interesting. We'll be coming up here. There's an older boat that was built. It was built in 1968. It's called the Free Winds, and it permanently docks in Aruba and does short, I think, 3-day little sails. You'll see it's coming up here. I'll point it out to you, but it's the Church of Scientology runs this boat, so you have to be a Scientologist to sail on her, and they also teach you more about Scientology. So it's kind of interesting, fun fact there.
It's a pretty boat. It's an older boat.
Yeah, it's an older boat. It's like classic classic cruise boat.
That's why it caught our eye. It was kind of classic styling.
Yeah, so, but it's flat.
Windy.
What else would my first impressions, once we got off the boat, still the typical theme in the Caribbean, a little, not as kept up. The roads need paved, the sidewalks need some work, but it's still a nice place. It's still worth going. It's definitely an adventure. But yeah, that's the Free Winds right there. You'll see it's got the classic old style lifeboats. So, but it permanently docks there, and there's like a placard there in the port for it. So, but you can see it was a beautiful day. It's rated as the sunniest island in the Caribbean. So, and they speak multiple languages there. You'll see the guy, we end up taking a taxi cab ride to Eagle Beach, and he spoke Papiamento, and that's really common throughout the Caribbean. But I will tell you, a lot of people down there speak Spanish. If you pick up a little Spanish, you're going to be good, right? What were your impressions?
I guess that my impressions were, I was surprised that there wasn't more at the port area for cruisers to do or to see. You really had to kind of leave the port area to really enjoy Aruba.
Yeah.
There's not a lot there. There is a casino, I don't know if we have it on film, that you could walk to from the boat if you chose to do that. But there just wasn't a lot of touristy things to do as you got off the port.
Like right off the ship. Now you get off the ship and go to the main street and take a right. There it is off in the distance. You see the little peaks. That's the big casino. Now here's our taxi cab driver. He was kind of a character. So we were psyched. We were going to the beach for a day. It was a beautiful beach. And I want to point out there's 2 main beaches. There's several other beaches, Baby Beach and some other beaches, but the 2 main beaches are Eagle Beach and Palm Beach. And from what I understand and what we were told is Eagle Beach is more laid back and more where the resorts are. They're like across the street from the beach, the resorts. And then you have Palm Beach. That's supposed to be more crowded. There's more bars there. It's supposed to have more nightlife. At least that's what the locals say.
And we were just kind of looking to chill out and relax, which is why we chose Eagle Beach.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful place to do just that, to just relax and enjoy the beautiful ocean and the sand and the sun.
Yeah.
So we enjoyed that.
So he was telling us, you can see here, he was telling us some things about the local economy. I was interested in, being a businessman, I'm interested in how people make money down there. You can see there's the typical businesses.
Strip malls.
Yeah, strip malls and things. People were very nice, I thought. A lot of people up from Venezuela and South America, since it's so close, they're working. You really don't see a lot of locals working in the restaurants and the bars. As we came to find out, a lot of the people are coming up from South America to work, so hence a lot of people speaking Spanish. So
But as you can tell, as we're traveling to Eagle Beach, this is all kind of industrial, for lack of a better word. It was
Yeah.
warehouses, and there weren't a lot of touristy things to see or do on your way to Eagle Beach.
Right.
Then once you got to Eagle Beach, you had all of the resorts and stuff, which was nice.
Very deserty.
Yeah.
If you've never been down there before, I've been there before. This was Carol's first time. Here we are, laying on the beach finally. Something that we've been dreaming about for the last several years, raising kids. But we're finally here. Beautiful beaches, puffy white sand beaches, everything you read about. Something kind of fun fact here was when we got down to the water, even though this was January and you're right near the equator, the water was still kind of cold. I would say chilly.
Yeah, it was chilly.
And that's because right off the, after you go out a ways in the water, you can see where it gets really dark blue. That it just drops. It's very deep, and you get that those cold winter currents still coming through there. So that was interesting. We did get into the water. So we just went for a nice stroll up the beach. That was really nice.
They had water sports and things for
Yeah.
you to do. You could rent the jet skis and that kind of thing. But as you can tell, this was not super busy, which was nice.
Yeah.
There weren't a ton of people.
Right. So
Even though the beaches were open to all the resorts across the street and for cruisers who were getting off cruise ships, it still was not overly busy.
right.
And I guess Palm Beach is way busier than this.
Yeah,
so.
it's a lot more busy that we heard.
And you did have access to Wi-Fi if you wanted to. We did have to pay for our chairs and our
Right.
umbrella, and with that came free Wi-Fi, and they'd give you a code. So if you want to sit there and use your tablet, you could.
Right. I think it was like it was like $50. It wasn't cheap.
No, it was like $50 for 2 chairs and an umbrella.
$50 US, and now some of these beaches you can go to off the cruise ship, you can buy an excursion called a resort beach for a day, and I think that's what we're going to probably look into, since most of the Caribbean shopping is pretty much same old, pretty much everywhere you went. So
I guess my biggest complaint with all of the islands is, as a newbie and a tourist, if you don't know what you're doing, it's hard to figure out what to do.
Right.
We had a hard time figuring out how to rent the chairs and the umbrella and that kind of thing.
Right.
So unless you take an excursion, you're kind of on your own figuring out what to do.
And here we are. We had a nice lunch right there at that resort, and the food was really good. The service was slow, and we may talk about that on the next video. We're probably going to run out of time on this one, but that's a common theme also throughout the Caribbean. Just to set the right expectations, we don't want to sit here and act like we're complaining. It's a beautiful place, but the service is very, very slow. Just like if you were to go to Europe, I've heard service there can be very slow. So, but otherwise, obviously, beautiful place, beautiful beach, great place to just chill. So it'll be nice. So here we are back on the boat, end of the day. So it looks like they're building more apartments there and shops, but it is beautiful. There's the casino, that white peaked building off there in the distance. That's your big casino. The other thing about the casino is if you win money there, that's not taxed, so you take it. So thanks for coming along for the ride, guys. Stay tuned for part 6.
Bye. Thanks for watching.